Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Arkham Guides, being my guide for Batman Return to Arkham, Arkham Asylum. No upgrade run. It's not really much of a guide at that point, is it? Anyway, yes, this will be part 1 entitled Intensive Treatment, and I'm going to call this Batman Return to Arkham. Sorry. Hard, no upgrade run. Did I say no damage? I'm pretty sure I said no upgrade. I'm going to be honest, these videos are going to be kind of just whatever, so if you're not interested in this series whatsoever, or even watching me do this, that's perfectly okay, of course. But I'm going to let you guys know right now, this might be one of my more kind of boring-ish series to watch. Not only am I doing no upgrades, but, well, I do cut out quite a bit of stuff. I cut out a ton of fluff. It's just, look, I love Arkham Asylum. You know, I love Arkham Asylum a lot. It's just that I think that watching it, you know, might be a little bit more on the boring side for a lot of people. So, if this is not your cup of tea, I completely understand. I'm doing this because I promised I'd do it, and here I am doing it. This is not a no damage run. I do take damage, but I will try my best to not take damage as much as I possibly can. And if you want any sort of tips, like if you're trying this out yourself, how do I manage a no upgrade run? Which, you know, it's still possible. It's on hard, but it's still possible. It's still very doable. One thing you can do is you can always mash counters if you're afraid of, you know, possibly just getting hit in general. Because, like, you do take quite a bit of damage in hard. If you want to mash counters, that's one way to do it. But the pattern that I've learned to do, and you'll see me do it a lot more often in later segments, is I'll punch pretty much just the entire group down. I'll knock the entire group down, and then after that, I'll just go for the ground takedown on the last guy that I hit. So, what the fuck's... I should have cut that out. I'm sorry. That seems to be the strategy that works pretty much all the time. Essentially, there's no need for gadgets. This is not Arkham City. So, using gadgets in combat is not really a thing that works fully. There is the surprise battering that can knock enemies down, like preemptively knock them down before combat engages or even stealth sections, which... Stealth sections, by and large, you would think would be actually the harder part of a no-upgrade run, but not really. Because, again, gadgets work just fine when it comes to a no-upgrade run. Like, you can easily set up things, and the only thing I'm really missing when it comes to stealth sections is inverted takedown, which was always a really awesome tool to have. Something else, too, is it's going to get a little bit annoying, but the upgrade thing is going to keep popping up all the time. There's always going to be that thing that's like, oh, buy an upgrade. And, you know, of course, I'm just going to say, no, I don't want an upgrade. I will never... Well, I might click on the menu every once in a while, but that's just so I can try to get to the damn map. And you'll be seeing me do that quite a bit, because I do tend to kind of forget where to go sometimes. But either way. And what else is there I can talk about? Well, this is the HD remastered version of it. I will call this Batman Return to Arkham, Arkham Asylum, like I said at the beginning, because I don't know, because it's such a weird naming thing, because the remaster itself is called Return to Arkham. It's a collection of the two games, like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. And the menu, like the loading screen menu on here, or like the main menu on here said, you know, Return to Arkham, Arkham Asylum. So I think that's probably what it's actually technically supposed to be called. So, yeah, that's a hell of a mouthful. Basically, Return to Arkham Asylum, or Return to Arkham, Arkham Asylum, hard no upgrade run. So that's technically what the full thing is called. I know I keep repeating myself, but there's really nothing to talk about when it comes to Batman. I mean, I've done this guide ages ago. I've done Batman Arkham Asylum stuff on hard like twice now. This is my third time doing it. And the first time was, I think, through the guide, which was just hard mode by itself. And then I did a hard mode playthrough 100% on my main channel, TurdMonkey1497, which you can find in the description of this video. And you can find on my channel page and stuff like that. So, yeah. I will not be skipping the Scarecrow sections, but I will be skipping the moments usually up to a Scarecrow section, so that way you guys don't have to see all that stuff. I will not bother with teeth. Collectibles in general. I'm not going to bother with collectibles in general. even like a regular map, because they serve me no purpose. There's no reason to ever really warrant getting any of those because they give you XP. Now, again, I do want to be honest. Arkham Asylum is still, by and large, one of the best Batman games out there. There's a good amount of good Batman games, of course, but this is definitely still one of them. And you know, sometimes it's kind of fun to watch again, but the thing is, like, the no upgrade side of things might make it a bit more you know, kind of, especially for me to watch. I understand that, like, you know, if you don't have your heart into it, why would you do a guide to this if you're well, why would you do a challenge run of this if your heart's not in it? You know, just cause. I said I wanted to do it, and I'm just gonna do it. I have no problem with it. It's just, I just want to let you guys know, you know, right offhand, what's pretty much going on. Also, I'm playing the PS5 version of this, so I'm hoping that the loading times might be better. Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. By the way, this boss fight, if you're not familiar with it, if you attack him, it's... because all you have to do is just avoid him, and he'll just get a heart attack and die. But it's been said, I don't know if this is even exactly true, to be honest, that if you were to throw batarangs at him, it would cause the duration of him to live to be longer. So I don't want that to happen. But yeah, probably most likely throughout this series, I'll probably end up just talking about things that have nothing to do with the series itself. So again, it's just, you guys are just watching me play Batman Arkham Asylum, and there's really nothing much to it. Hard mode adds the fact that you can't visibly see a counter prompt above your head, or above the enemy's head. That was one thing from hard that was added. This is forced. You pretty much get into that screen. I just exit out, of course, and you can tell I didn't upgrade anything because I still have the option to upgrade. But yeah, hard mode is a little bit harder, of course. I will admit that, you know, you take quite a bit of damage, and trying to do a no damage run is, frankly, a lot more difficult than I hoped for, because unless you're really good at countering, then you might struggle to do so. I wanted to do a no damage run. I wanted to do like a no upgrade, no damage run, but I just said screw it. I just kind of want to get this over with. I still like Arkham Asylum. I still think it's a great game. It's just, I've got other games that are coming up pretty soon I want to get to, and one of them was initially was supposed to be Uncharted 2. I talked about like doing Batman and then Uncharted 2 right after, for sure. I think I did mention at one point, like, yes, things can change. I always say that, like, you know, things can technically change, and I may or may not do Uncharted 2 directly right after. I will be honest. I did tell people, you know, there's people that wanted to see me do Uncharted, so I'm going to give them Uncharted. And if I do something in between Batman and Uncharted 2, because I've been pushing back Batman for like ever. If I do anything between Uncharted 2 and this, most likely it'll just be like one game, maybe, which kind of sucks now that I think about it, because, alright, I took a poll. I'll talk about this when we probably talk about it, or most likely when I end it. I'll probably end the poll by like next week. I think I started like yesterday, or no, like 2 days ago, like Wednesday, and I'll probably end it by like next Wednesday. So I took a poll, and so far DMC4 is in the lead for a potential guide to do, Dante Must Die mode, because I asked my fellow audience here if you would rather see, like, what sounds more interesting, just for future reference, God of War 4, give me God of War difficulty, or DMC4, Dante Must Die, and so far right now in the lead, like I said, is DMC4, and my plan is I'll probably end up doing DMC4, like, if it wins, like, by next week. If it still is, you know, in the lead, it wins. But I'm going to do what I normally do for polls and just give everybody, you know, what they asked for. So, for everybody that voted for God of War, you're still going to get it, but most likely after DMC4. That's usually how I do polls. I don't just, you know, do them well, I mean, I like doing them for fun, because it really does engage people, and it's like, you know, I like engaging in things too. People like to, especially like me, you know, we like to feel like we have a say in things, and I make that sound incredibly terrible when I say that. Like, that's such an alien way of putting it, isn't it? I know. It's hard, like, yes, that's right. What I'm trying to say is that you little peons, you know, you little jesters walk around for my amusement and you vote for the things I want. No, but, like, the idea is, you know, I do the same thing. Like, I see a poll, I'm like, I kind of want to vote for that, you know what I mean? But then sometimes I kind of forget that I even did anyway. But this is one of those cases of I want to give everybody that did vote an option to still see something that they voted for. Because I feel like it's more fair if I do something like that. I think this is one of the instances where I do end up actually doing the slam, like the ground takedown thing. Maybe, maybe not. I do it every once in a while, but basically just taking out a group of enemies. And after that, just doing a ground takedown on the last guy that I have because I have more room to do so. Which, you know, right about now. Because even though one guy got up to chase me down, I still had just enough time. By the way, you know, you can still counter even without the counter prompt. And yes, the game does have a tutorial at the very beginning to teach you to counter. Which, even though they took away the icon, you can still tell you're basically on hard. Because the icon that comes up on a counter is gone. And even though it still tells me to press triangle, that's just tutorial stuff, doing tutorial stuff. But anyway, yeah, like I said, most likely, this is how it's probably going to work. I'm probably going to do DMC and then God of War right after. So I'm going to be in massive amounts of pain when that gets through. It really depends on other things that are going to happen. I'm just going to probably say it right now because, let's be honest, you know, things are getting fucky again. So, oh, I just skipped this entire stealth section because who cares? There's no reason to fight things that I don't need to fight necessarily. This guy, I technically probably didn't have to, but hey, at least, you know, I didn't get caught, so it's fine. But the current plan right now is we're going to finish Batman, and then most likely do Uncharted because I feel like if I do two guides between Uncharted 2 and Batman, it's kind of unfair to the people that wanted Uncharted back then. So I think I should just stick with Uncharted 2 next. And then, like I said, back-to-back DMC and God of War 4, which DMC 4 should be fine, but my God, God of War 4 is going to be a nightmare. I just know it. But I do have a new way of playing it, or at least I know of a better way of playing that game now. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. I watched a video talking about how easy it is to actually go through giving God of War. Like, after you get past the tanky fight, the first really bad fight, then it all should be fine from there. Yeah, use Batarang on the last guy that's alive. Because he doesn't really know where you're at, and it gets a free stun. If they know where you're at, the Batarang is not going to work. That's just kind of how this game is. So yeah, that back-to-back is going to be massively painful. But we are in Gen 3, the impossible, so I want to prove that I can do these. And I'll have to get some practice on DMC4 again. Especially with Dante, which I know how to Royal Guard, so I should be fine. But it's also DMC4, and if you know DMC4, it's not really built for Dante much. It works, it just like, yeah, it's a lot harder with Dante, I feel. But I have beaten it once before, if you're wondering. I have actually beaten it, but I want to try it again, because DMC4 is my favorite DMC. Why not DMC1? Because, well, like an idiot, I get stuck on the Phantom boss, and then he's just super tanky, and I get really annoyed. And I'm like, yep, I'm not doing this. Or DMC3, it's like, well, that one, I haven't really learned DMC that well either, so that one sounds really, it's super intimidating. They're all relatively pretty intimidating, but then again, I probably could do it. I did God Hand, so I wouldn't be surprised if I could. But yeah, that's kind of the sitch right now. And here's the thing, though, is like I said, things are getting kind of a bit wacky again. No surprise. But, there's always the chance that a Pikmin 4 no death run might show up. Because my friend mentioned something about he was recording for it. And I have no extra deets on that. I think he said it might take him a while to finish, so I have plenty of time to finish the things I want to finish. But I don't know if he's close to being done. I don't know if he's super far away from finishing it or not. And I was actually considering, before he even mentioned it, I was actually considering doing it myself. Because I picked up Pikmin 4, I played it, And I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of easy. So I probably could have done a no death run myself, but he said he was working on it himself. So it's like, all right, well, if it pops up, that's where the things get wacky. Like if it pops up between Uncharted and this, then it does. If it pops up between DMC4 and God of War 4, then it does. Then at that point, that gives me a break so that I can work on God of War, most likely. That's what I'm trying to say, and I don't know. We'll see what happens, because I get ignored all the time. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know. Whatever happens in the future happens. That's all I can say. If we get a Pikmin 4, no death run anytime soon, then so be it. If we don't, then, well, so be it. Not much you can really do. As far as I know, I want to do the next following guides that I mentioned. But then again, same thing with, his stuff. It's the same thing with my stuff. I don't know. That's why, you guys should be prepared for the potential chance that something might go awry. I might just completely quit YouTube out of nowhere again like an idiot and just be like, no, I can't do this anymore. It's too hard, or something. I don't know. But I take pride in hardcoring, so I'll try my best. But, hey, no promises on anything happening. All I know right now is that Batman's going on, and I will try to commentate to the best of my ability to talk about, things that are going on in the recent news that I know of, whatever the case, just to keep you guys occupied, because I can see this stuff being kind of old, but who knows? Somebody might like it, never know. Anyway, that's it. So take care, everybody.